do a nice bit of movement, warm us up to start with, and we're just going to get the heart rate just elevated a little bit, get the blood pumping, and then we're going to work a little bit on our base chakra. So I'm going to do a lot of grounding postures and a little bit of balance as well, because particularly around the winter and when it's darker and around Christmas, we can all feel a little bit discombobulated. It's my favourite word at the moment. I heard it the other day and I was like, yes, this is exactly how I feel right now, discombobulated. So this is to undiscombobulate you. So we'll get grounded. We'll be using a lot of core and lower body strength as well to just ground us into our yoga mat, but keep us nice and lifted. And then we'll finish with a lovely little breathing relaxation to move you in to your day ahead. So to get started, we're going to come to child's pose. So if you prefer to have a little wide child's pose, I like to take my knees out sort of as wide as the mat. Connect the sitting bones down to the heels and just let the body go nice and long. Arms out in front, spread the fingers and just let the head rest down on the ground. Or if that's uncomfortable, pop a cushion or a block underneath the forehead. And let's just come to our mats. So you just taking a few nice long breaths. We're going to start to right away encourage the inhale to expand the back. And the exhale to melt us to the floor. And just take a breath that serves you. So it can be in through the nose, out through the nose. Or in through the nose and just sighing it out through the mouth. And as you breathe in, imagine that the shoulder blades are expanding away from each other. And as we breathe out, spread the fingers even more into the ground. Feel how that mat feels under the fingertips. As you breathe in, feel the belly expand towards the floor, the back open up. And then as you breathe out, gently pull tummy muscles in towards the spine and let's get all of that stale oxygen, stale energy out of the body. Really let the last little bit of breath go before breathing in once again. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale and start to lift up towards our tabletop position. So bringing the knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. And we're going to move with the breath through our cat-cow tilts. So inhaling, lift the head, point the bottom. As you exhale, round the back, push down to the ground. Inhale, lift it up, pull the shoulder blades together. Inhale, round the back. Exhale, inhale, lift it up. Bottom high, chest forward, exhale, round the back. Pulling those tummy muscles in. Let's empty out that oxygen. Inhale, lift it through. Exhale, round. Couple more, just at your own pace. Introduce any little side movements that might feel good. As you exhale, maybe taking the bottom back a little bit, stretching to the arms. Just get comfortable with knowing where the body wants to move. And as you move the body, the front of the feet are pushing into the ground, the hands are spread, so you're connected down. Nice strong position, allowing the body to just do what it needs to do. And then we're going to find our strong tabletop. So coming to stillness. Gaze is down in between the hands, so you've got a lovely long neck. We're going to tuck the toes under. Let's push up into a soft downward dog. So knees are nice and bent. Let's just work on getting that bottom really high. And then walking the dog. Just bending one knee, then the other, straightening. Getting a little wiggle going at the same time if you want to. Let's just wake up the backs of the legs. You can come onto both tiptoes, send the sitting bones really high and then let the heels melt to the ground. Find a little moment of stillness. Letting the head be heavy. Then the shoulder blades away from the ears. Couple of nice long breaths here. Then on an inhale, we're going to take the knees to the ground. Come into a little cow tilt. And as you exhale, we're going to push up into downward facing dog. So we're going to inhale, knees down, lift the heart, point the bottom. Exhale, pushing back up to downward dog. Inhale, come through to your cat. And exhale, rounding over into your downward dog. So see if you can follow the breath, lifting into your cow, rolling up to exhale into downward dog. We're just warming the body up. Getting the blood moving. As we move with the breath and the body as one, we're linking those two elements. And that's what yoga is all about. Lovely. Taking your time. The next time you come up into a downward dog, we're going to pause then, taking one breath. And then looking up towards the hands, step it forward into your forward fold. Give the arms a little shake, give the wrists a little rotate as you let the body be heavy, arms heavy. And then come into your ragdoll posture, so hands to the elbows. And just let yourself have a little bit of traction there. Spread the toes into the floor. Send the bottom up to the sky as the back just lengthens down. Little rock from side to side. Bringing it to stillness, let the hands fall away. We're going to inhale, roll nice and gently up the spine, all the way to standing, shoulders back and down as we get to the top. And give it a shake. Just get rid of all of that old stale energy from being in bed. And let's make sure we're just at the top of the mat, so we've got plenty of space to step backwards. We're going to go through sort of a little sun salutation variation and move breath and body together. But just do remember, if you need to take a little break or take an extra breath, then that's perfectly fine. You listen to the body. We can have feet underneath the hips, toes spread. Tall Tadasana, our mountain posture. So shoulders back. Let's zip in the tummy, Mula Bandha, nice and active. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold it all the way down. Inhale, let's take a little halfway lift. Exhale, fold it forward. We're going to step the right leg straight back. Just relax the knee down to the floor. Inhale, lift the body. Exhale, take the hands down, tuck the toe under. Take an inhale in this lunge. Just really send that heel back. As you exhale, step it back to downward facing dog. You know, inhale, float yourself forward to a plank position. And exhale, we're going to come all the way down to the ground, bending the elbows. Lovely. Inhale, lift the head and the chest into a little baby cobra. Exhale, head and shoulders back down, tuck the toes under. Inhale, lift back up into plank. And exhale to your downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg comes up and back. As you exhale, step that right foot forward into your lunge position. Relax the leg. Inhale, lift the body. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Hook that toe under. Take a nice deep inhale there. Send that heel back. As you exhale, step it forward to your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release down. Inhale, roll up to standing. This time the arms are going to follow as you get to the top. Lovely tall body. As you exhale, come all the way back down, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, we're going to step the left foot back this time. We're going to keep the leg lifted if that works for you. Inhale, body comes up. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, take that lovely pull of the heel back. As you exhale, step it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, take it forward to plank position. Nice tall body. As you exhale, bend the elbows backwards. Come all the way down to the floor. Inhale, cobra. A little push if you want to. Exhale all the way down. Tuck the toes under. Inhale, lift into plank position. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift that left leg up and back. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, lift the body. Exhale, hands to the ground. Inhale, just take a moment there, pulling that heel back. As you exhale, step it forward to your forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale, roll it all the way up. Arms come up as we get to the top. Exhale, we're going all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale all the way down. Let's step the right foot back. Keep that leg lifted. Inhale, lift the body up. This time as we exhale, we're going to come to warrior two position. So dropping that back heel. Taking a moment now. Couple of breaths here. Really pull the hips open so that thighs are nice and active. Arms are pulling away from each other. Front knee is bent. Lovely. Fabulous. Take one more deep inhale. Lift that chest. As you exhale, windmill the hands all the way down, come back into your lunge position and step it back to downward facing dog. Inhale through to your plank position. Exhale, you can come all the way down to the floor or you can float. Inhale, lift up into cobra or to your upward facing dog. Exhale, we're going to come all the way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, that right leg's going to go up and back. Exhale, we're going to step it through into your lunge position. Inhale, lift the body. And then exhale to your warrior two position. So you've got nice front bent knee, thighs pulling away, gaze over that front hand. Nice strong breaths, nice and steady. Nice deep inhale, pull shoulder blades together. Exhale, windmill it down to your lunge position. And then step it forward into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, roll it all the way up to center. Arms come up as you get to the top. Exhale, let's come all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Let's step the left foot back this time into your lunge position. Inhale, lift the body up. Exhale to warrior two position. Take a lovely deep inhale. And this time exhale, come back into your lunge position. We're going to step it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, take it forward to your plank. As you exhale, come all the way to the floor or hover. Inhale, lift to cobra or upward dog. Exhale, over to your downward dog. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step it forward, lunge position. Inhale, sweep the arms up high. Exhale, warrior two. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, windmill hands all the way to the floor and step it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, roll it all the way up. Arms are going to come up, but this time hands come together as you exhale, hands to the heart. Take a moment there, bring the feet together, standing lovely and tall. Let the breath settle. Should be feeling a little bit warmer now. So from here, we're going to start to introduce a little bit of balance. So really spread the feet, connect all four corners of the feet to the ground. We're going to take the right foot onto the toes, open up the knee, coming into a little tree posture. So from here, you can take the foot to the calf muscle if you want to, or you can take the foot to the thigh. Or you can keep the foot on the floor, see how you feel this morning. We're going to keep the hands pressed together and really just focus on connecting the foot with the ground. Roll the shoulders back and down, keep the heart open. Almost imagine that you could pull energy up from the floor, up through that standing leg to keep you tall and strong. Fabulous. From here, we're going to release the foot, bring it back down, but keep it onto a toe position. So we've just got our toes connected to the ground. Take a lovely deep inhale, lift that heart. As you exhale, you're going to step that right foot back into your lunge position. Nice and controlled. Pulling the heel down towards the ground, front knee is bent. Take an inhale. As we exhale, we're going to drop that back heel, open the arms, come into our warrior two position. Lovely. Grounded legs, pulling that knee at the front in line with the toes, just making sure it's not falling in. Let's straighten that front leg. Take an inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to take the hand forward and down into a Trikonasana, triangle posture. So that right hip is rolling open. Top arm is pointing up to the sky, but if that bothers you, you can always bring the hand to the hip. See if we can roll that top shoulder as if it was leaning on a wall behind us. If you really want to fire up the core, take that bottom hand off that bottom leg and just hover. Lovely. Gaze can be to the floor, it can be straight ahead, or you might take it up to that top hand. Little twist on the neck. Lovely. Let's inhale, lift it all the way back up. Keeping the arms lifted if you can. We're going to bend back into that front knee. Back into your Virabhadrasana, warrior two. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, we're going to bring the hand down to the ground, and it's going to be on the inside of the left foot. So your hand is on the right side of that left foot. Front knee is still bent, so you're in a side angle position. You can keep that hand lifted, or you can take that top hand all the way around the back, so the palm can sit on the base of the spine, or you might try to get that right hand to the left thigh. Just helps with posture, particularly if we're doing a lot of laptop work. This is really good to open up the chest. Steady breaths, using the openness of this posture to breathe deeply and ground both feet in. So don't forget to contact that right foot right with the floor, really press it in. We're going to take this top arm and point it towards the sky, unwind it. This bottom hand is going to come just a few inches in front of the bottom foot. Say the bottom foot, they're both bottom feet, the front foot. And then we're going to move it into a half moon position. So you might want to take the hand to the hip if you're feeling a little maybe unsteady this morning. We're going to start to lift that back foot off the ground. Stack the hips on top of each other. And see if we can get a little balance, not worrying if we're wobbling all over the shop. Flex the toes towards the face so that extended leg is lovely and strong. Hand can stay on the hip, or the right fingertips point up to the sky. You can let the head go heavy if that feels a little better on the neck. We don't want to add tension anywhere. Or you can gaze down at that bottom hand or the top hand. See what feels good. Lovely. When we're ready, we're going to take the right hand all the way down to the ground. and step this right foot to the floor, but it's going to be about a foot behind your left foot. Straighten both legs, and we're coming into a pyramid position. So this might take a little bit of adjustment. You might need to move your feet closer or a little wider. Both feet are pointing forward, so we're aiming for both hips to be pointing forwards. So we're folded over that front leg. Taking the breath nice and steady. Imagine that you could connect the big toe and the nose. So we're aiming to lengthen the back, lengthen the belly. Lovely. That's great. When we're ready, we're going to start to just lift the body, come hands onto the fingertips, just helps a little, and then step this back foot forward into a forward fold, and let the body just sort of roll up over. Little bend in those legs. Let yourself go heavy. And notice how both sides of the legs feel slightly different. If you're comfortable in a forward fold and the hands are right on the ground, take the hands under the feet, pointing the fingertips to the heels. Just adds a little extra element of opening to the hands and the wrists and the backs of the legs. Let the head be heavy. Slide the hands out if you've connected them. Deeper bend in the knees. Let's inhale, roll all the way up to standing, nice and steady. Chest opens as you get to the top. Standing tall, take a few breaths. And if you need to grab a drink, then just grab anything, coffee, cup of tea, perhaps not the wine when it's early in the morning. Find your nice tall Tadasana, so feet together, chest open, arms down by the side. Again, just checking we've got plenty of mat behind us, we've not wiggled or down the mat. Let's bring hands together at the heart. We're going to lift that left foot onto the toes. Find that balance, spread the right foot into the floor, and then we're going to open up that left hip. Remember, you can stay here. Foot to calf muscle, foot to thigh. Just trying to do both sides the same, but knowing that they won't feel the same. See where your balance is. Push the hands together, roll the shoulder blades together. Steady breath. Wonderful. Take the foot down, keeping the toes to the ground on that left foot. Taking a nice deep inhale. And as we exhale, stepping that left foot controlled and slowly back into a lunge position. Bending that front knee, pushing both feet into the ground. Just feel the mat under the toes. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, turn and open into your warrior two position. So dropping that back heel, front knee is bent. Shoulders are open. Keep Mula Bandha engaged, so make sure the tummy hasn't sort of just relaxed and checked down. Lovely. Let's straighten that front leg. Just make sure we haven't locked into the joint. So there is that little micro bend, so we're using the muscles. Take an inhale. As you exhale, send those right fingertips forward and down. Trikonasana, triangle pose. So the aim here really is to have a lovely open posture while we ground our feet into the floor. So roll that top shoulder backwards, almost as if you were going to point the heart to the sky. That top hand is pointing upwards. If you want that extra little abs challenge, you just take the bottom hand off the leg and you really will feel all of the muscles fire up. Nice, steady breath. Gaze can be forward, it can be down. Let's inhale, lift it all the way up. Exhale, bend the knee back into your warrior two position. Spread the toes. Inhale, open the chest. As you exhale, send that right hand down to the ground. So we can keep this top hand lifted, or you can wrap it around the back, aiming to keep this posture open. You might find that you can take the fingertips to that thigh. And again, gaze just where feels natural to you, making sure we're not adding tension to the neck. Wonderful. Unwrapping that top arm, you can place the hand on the hip or arm up in the sky. See where you're at, but we're going to move into our half moon balance. So right hand is going to come forward, and then we're going to start to move that back foot forward and lift it when you're ready. Stacking the hips, rolling the chest open, imagining that wall behind you to support you. Flex the toes towards the face. You can keep the hand on the hip, or it can go up to the sky. Okay, gaze can come down to the ground, or it can be lifted. Entirely up to you. If we're wobbling, if we're falling out, that's great, just means we're working harder. Steady breath. Lovely. Let's bring that left hand down to the ground. Start to turn the body and then step that left foot down and find pyramid posture. So feel free to have that little change up, move the feet, find where you can let the body fold over that front leg. So it might be slightly wider for some, might be closer for others. Imagine that you're pulling the nose to the toe. So lovely long back. Heart would almost rest on the shin and belly on the thigh. Nice, lovely long breath. So use that exhale to just reassure the body, to ground the feet down and let the body relax. One more breath here. And let's start to inhale, bring the body slightly up. Hands onto the fingertips and then step it forward to forward fold. Exhale it all out here. If you wanted to try the hands under the feet, once again, you just lift the feet onto the heels, place the hands under, fingertips pointing to the heels. Head is heavy. One more breath. And unhook the hands. Put a little bend in the knees. As you inhale, let's roll it all the way up to standing. Shoulders back and down, and then give it a shake. Shake the arms, wiggle the legs, wiggle the hips. Just feel all that energy that you've moved around, you've freshened up the body. And then we're going to take the feet about shoulder width, so almost as wide as the mat. So you've got a little bit of space between the legs. Toes are still pointing forward. We're going to inhale, lift the arms up, and exhale, fold it down all the way to a forward fold. So legs are nice and wide here. If the hands come to the floor, you might just point the fingertips backwards to the back of the mat and just walk the hands behind the feet. Still allowing the head to be heavy, spine to be long. Then I'm going to slide the hands back just under the head. Plant the hands onto the mat. And then we're going to either step it or jump it if you're feeling energetic back to your downward facing dog. Really connect the hands in, pull those heels down, send that bottom high. This is your last downward facing dog now, so just enjoy it. Little nod of the head. And then bring the knees down to the ground. Flatten out the toes and then just push back into a little child's pose. So you can be extended child's pose with the arms long, or you can take the arms to either side of the body and let the shoulders just fall open. Take a few big breaths here. Fill the body with oxygen. Lovely. Slide the hands forward. Lift yourself up into a tabletop position. Lovely. Nice, strong back. Just gazing down in towards the hands. And we're going to step it back into a plank position. So you can either have both feet pulling backwards into a full plank, or if you're coming into half plank, you have knees on the ground, but they are behind the hips. So you walk them back until the body is being supported by the core and by your arms. Either option. See how you're feeling. Gently pull a Mula Bandha in. Fabulous. We're going to come into a side plank. So I want you to drop the heels to the right hand side and then start to lift that left arm. If you've got the knees down, that's fine. You can just have the right knee down and extend the left leg out. So either, full or half, see where you're at today. If you're really feeling energetic, you might go into a star position, so you lift that left leg up off the right leg. See how you feel. Couple of breaths there, really pulling this top hip towards the sky. And then let's take it back down into your full or half plank. Let's slide it over. So left heels come down. Lift that right arm up. Or you can have that left knee on the floor. Right leg extended. Really sense that hand pressing into the floor as the core pulls you up. You can try the star again if you want to. And then let's bring the hand down and we're going to lower all the way to the ground. Take a couple of breaths there and you're going to take the fingertips backwards. So forehead's on the floor, hands are pointing back. Really wiggle the hips into the ground. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale, lift the chest, lift the arms. Head is pointing forward. Pulling shoulder blades together. You can keep it here or you can choose to lift the feet off the floor as well. Couple of lovely long breaths here. And exhale all the way down to the ground. Little rest of the body. And let's inhale, lift again. So lifting the chest, lifting the arms, lifting the legs. Or if you wanted to come into a bow position, bend the knees. Take the hands to the feet. And you're pushing the feet into the hands so the chest is lifting, the body is lifting. Almost massaging the abdomen into the ground. And then exhale, release softly down. Place the hands underneath the shoulders. You're going to lift up into a tabletop position and back to a child's pose. And relax it there. Start to release the jaw, release the arms, soften the forehead. And gently inhale, lift it back up to tabletop position. Then slowly up onto the knees, body's lifted. Take a moment. And then we're going to slide over onto your sitting bones. Want to make sure you've wiggled yourself to the front of the mat a little so you've got the back of the mat behind you. Because we're going to roll down. So just gently clasp the thighs. I want you to tuck the chin into the chest. And we're going to roll down vertebra by vertebra, nice and gently, rounding the back, taking your time until you come all the way to the floor. Lengthen the spine down, gently pull shoulder blades together. And then bring the knees to the belly, give them a little hug. And take a rock from side to side. Just enjoying that little massage into the ground. Fabulous. We're going to keep hold of the right leg as we extend the left leg onto the floor. And then we're going to move into a nice reclined twist. So just let the right arm fall away It can be next to the head, it can be out in a T position. Take a long, deep inhale. Push the back into the floor. And as you exhale, take that right knee across the body to the left and come into a twist. So the knee might hover or it might come all the way to the ground. We're trying to ground the shoulders into the floor. So if they lift off a little, you might have taken the twist a bit too far. Close the eyes now and just breathe where you are. Let the breath lead you. Feel the connection of the ground underneath the body. Take your time. There's nowhere else you need to be right now. Let's inhale, start to move back into centre nice and slowly. Bring that left leg up to meet the right and give yourself that little hug in again, a little rock from side to side. And we prepare to move that onto the other side. So just let that right leg go down to the ground. It can be nice and soft, doesn't need to be sort of harsh and pointed. Hug the left knee into the body and then allow that left arm to just fall away. Take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, knee to the right hand side across the body. Find where it wants to go without lifting those shoulders off the ground. And let the breath just relax. Each inhale, sensing that connection with the ground. And each exhale, allowing yourself to just melt to meet it. Couple more releasing breaths. And then inhale, let's come all the way back up to center. Give the knees a little hug in. Little rock, maybe go around in circles. That can just feel nice on the lower back. Be sure to go one way and then the other. And then bring it to stillness. We're going to move into happy baby. So this is a grounding and an opening posture all at once. So perfect for a morning routine. So we're going to take the knees out nice and wide. Just pause in there for a moment to relax into the hips being open. Then let's take the feet up as if they were standing on the ceiling. You might encourage the knees just with the hands a little to pull down to either side of the body. And then when you're ready, threading the hands up through the legs, clasping the feet and gently pulling them down. So if the feet aren't accessible for whatever reason, you can just grab the thighs, that's fine. You know, every morning is different. When you're in happy baby, try to let the whole spine connect to the floor. So if the bottom is lifted, can you encourage a pulling sensation down? You could even have a little rock from side to side here, just allowing all of the back to feel the floor beneath. Letting the shoulders be heavy. And then finding a shake. Just shake it off. And then find your Shavasana position. So just letting the body go. Arms heavy, legs heavy, head heavy. Popping a blanket on if you need to just keep that warmth in the body. Or just pulling a jumper on. We're just going to take a few moments before the day gets going. So with the ground supporting you, allow yourself to let go. Nowhere else you need to be. There's nothing else you need to be doing. Just give your body permission to melt into the floor. Come back to the breath. So there's no control, there's no judgment. We're just allowing a natural breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Softening the forehead, the space between the eyes, the jaw. Allowing everything to just melt away. Tension, stress, and the week that's been. If the mind starts to wander, simply say to yourself, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out, breathing in, I'm breathing out. As you breathe in, the back and the belly gently expand. As you breathe out, you feel each part of the body meet the floor. As you breathe in, you draw energy up from the ground beneath. As you exhale, it travels through the body. You inhale energy. You exhale anything that is no longer serving you. You inhale energy. And you exhale anything that is no longer serving you. Take one long deep inhale and stretch the fingertips above the head. Point the toes. full body stretch. As you exhale, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, the wrists and the ankles. Allow yourself to start moving, bending the elbows, bending the knees. Keeping the eyes closed, the face soft. Take any movement that serves your body right now. Maybe even pulling the knees to the chest, giving yourself a little hug. And then roll over onto your side and gently push yourself back up to a seated position whenever you're ready. Taking your time. Bringing the hands to the heart for a moment and nodding the head down. Feel the sitting bones down on the ground as the back is long. Take a moment to feel grounded and to just be exactly where you are right now. Resist the temptation to move into your day already. Take one long breath in. Softly blow it out through the lips. Namaste.